say for sure what the results will be beforehand, but I can tell you what the aim is. The aim is definitely de-escalation. It has happened before. It's almost become traditional that in the last 10 days of Ramadan, Jews don't go up to visit, never to pray, but to visit on the Al-Aqsa mosque compound known to them as the Temple Mount. However, because this is now a far right-wing government, it wasn't clear what steps it would take. But the Prime Minister, the Defence Minister, the Military Chief of Staff, the Police Chief and the Security Services Chief all advised this. And in the end, the Prime Minister agreed or went along with the advice that he received. The only person who wasn't happy is the loose cannon, far-right, in theory, police minister, the national security minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir. So even though he was there during that discussion, he's already tweeted and said that he thinks it was a bad decision, that it's a foolish move that will be dangerous for Israel, that when you, and I think I'm quoting precisely here, that if you don't hit terrorists hard, then they'll hit you harder. That is the theme that he was saying, but he was overruled and this decision is going ahead. Looking ahead, this is the last Friday of Ramadan. It's also a date that that in Iran is celebrated as Jerusalem Day. So for all those reasons, they don't want unnecessary flashpoints, I guess, and that's what they're looking to calm. Will it work? We won't know till it happens.
Okay, Neri, so we're at a milestone there in Israel at the moment, 100 days since Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu returned to office. Fair to say it's been a pretty chaotic 100 days?
It has been a chaotic 100 days. Partly, the judicial reform, which has turned this country on its head. That's an own goal. That was an initiative of the Likud party and one of the other right-wing parties, the Likud party Netanyahu leads. They didn't need to do it. They did it. It was the first thing they announced within 3 days of taking office, and that has really backfired. There's been a terrible security situation, as you and I have been discussing it just this week, but also in all these months, and that the 2 Palestinians who were killed today bring the total of Palestinians killed this year in various clashes with Israeli security forces to 98 in a 3-month, now just coming up to 4-month period. So that's problematic too. We've seen just this week the funeral of the 2 daughters, then their mother was buried today. All of this altogether tells you that it's chaotic, and it's led to very, very poor polling results. There was polls taken because of the 100 days. There was an opinion poll that was disastrous for Netanyahu, for the Likud and for this right-wing coalition government. If an election were held today, they would not form government. The opposition parties would. Their fall in seats is very large, and Netanyahu is no longer preferred prime minister. So all of that together lets you know that it's been chaotic. He gave a speech yesterday, Benjamin Netanyahu, and he didn't say, I'm pulling this judicial reform, which he might well have done. He didn't say that. So everything just continues to feel chaotic, and I think that's the word that you'd have to use from this law and order government that promised safety and security.
Irris Makler reporting that from Jerusalem.